Yo, what's going on? I'm going live. It's been a while since I even been on here. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was struggling to even get on here, bro. Get my shit set up. Ready. The NBA Finals, the first game 7 in the NBA Finals since I want to say 2018. So big day going on right now in the NBA, but obviously I'm probably about an hour late, but this Kevin Durant trade just happened probably about an hour ago, so I've had some time to think about it a little bit. Think about everything everyone's gotten back. So yeah, man, I'm excited. So I mean, there ain't really no one in here yet, so I was kind of waiting. Maybe, hopefully, someone's in here. That'd be nice. Chop it up a little bit, get some people's reactions, some of my people that I know. So, yeah. Excuse me. Just waiting a little bit longer. Hopefully, someone pulls up in here. Okay, so basically, we can just get into it. Hopefully, some people maybe tap in later or watch this later. I don't know. So, for the details of this trade, man, it is a pretty hefty trade for both sides, I'd say. I mean, obviously, the Houston Rockets are getting back an all-time player, top 15 player of all time, Kevin Durant. They're getting Kevin Durant in this trade sent to the Houston Rockets. So this is a pretty big trade for both sides. Obviously, this is probably the biggest move that might actually happen this free agency. So we're just gonna have to see what happens, though. But everyone's been waiting on this domino to fall. And honestly, bro, I've been waiting for it just as much as everyone else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad to see this trade finally go through. See the Houston Rockets finally make a move. You know what I'm saying? So the Houston Rockets, man, they're getting back Kevin Durant in exchange for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in this year's 2025 draft, and they're also getting 5 second-round picks. So um, we can just start with the Houston Rockets side. The Houston Rockets, like I said, just kind of introducing this trade. The Houston Rockets are getting back an all-time player. I know it is late in his career. He is about 37 years old. So, this is kind of a risk for the Houston Rockets, considering that, they're giving up a little bit of draft compensation and also a guy that they picked, I want to say, at the number 2 pick in the 2020 draft, and Jalen Green. So, you know, um, it's definitely a little bit of a risk, considering they just came off a season where they finished, what was it, second in the West. I mean, they lost in the first round in a tough series to the Golden State Warriors. So they felt like they needed to go out and make a move, acquiring one of the greatest players in all time and Kevin Durant, even though it is later in his career. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is a really big move, I'd say. But I honestly do like it for the Houston Rockets, taking a little bit of a swing where the West is kind of wide open, other than the Oklahoma City Thunder. But other than that, man, the Western Conference is wide open, especially this upcoming season, considering we don't know what's exactly going to happen with this series. We got the game 7 tonight, so we'll see what happens with that. But even with that being said, man, I'd say that the Houston Rockets have a pretty good chance going into next season with this current lineup that they do have. Just assuming that they do keep everyone that they have right now. They got Thompson, they got Fred VanVleet out there, they got Jabari Smith. They got a lot of talent on that team still. So they just re-signed Steven Adams. They got Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason. So they do have a lot of young talent still. But man, it is crazy. It is a little bit crazy. But for the Phoenix Suns, I honestly do like this trade for them a little bit more. And that kind of hurts to say because I'm really not a Phoenix Suns fan, as you could probably obviously tell. But yeah, man, they got a decent package back. You know what I'm saying? From the Houston Rockets, man, you get a young player who still has a lot of potential. I think Jalen Green's only like 22, 23. So he has a lot of potential still to grow and become, one of the better players in this league. I'd say he had a pretty decent season this year, but the playoffs, they just kind of sometimes show our true colors. And I don't think that was necessarily the case for Jalen Green because, like I said, he is still a young player. I don't think who we saw in the playoffs is him. And I've recently just seen him putting in work this offseason already, shortly after the season ended. So, yeah, man, Jalen Green, that is a good pickup for the Phoenix Suns. I think he could, potentially do something with them, depending on what they do with the rest of their team. You know what I'm saying? Whether they want to try to, package up some of the draft compensation they got back just now to, trade Bradley Beal, attach that to a Bradley Beal trade to make it easier. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of routes the Phoenix Suns can go just with acquiring Jalen Green because they do have a decent amount of guards now in that backcourt. You know what I'm saying? But then they also get back a solid role player in a guy like Dillon Brooks. You know what I'm saying? So someone who was one of the better 3-point shooters this past season. He was a pretty solid defender. He was most of the time guarding the opposite team's, best offensive player. So that is a big pickup for the Suns as well. I know a lot of people don't like Dillon Brooks. He's kind of like a polarizing type of player, which is kind of crazy to say considering the fact that he is just a role player. But yeah, man, shout out to Dillon Brooks. I think he's gonna fit right in with the Phoenix Suns. You know what I'm saying? He kind of has that same attitude that Devin Booker has, where it's like he doesn't care who he's playing. He's going at their neck the whole time. So I do like to see that from the Phoenix Suns. But as for the draft compensation, bro, they got a decent, little package back, man. They get the number 10 pick in this draft, which, I'm not much of a college guy myself, but I do know, and I've been hearing a lot about this upcoming draft and how there is, a decent amount of talent, especially in that first round, in the first 10 to 15 to 20 picks. Shit, maybe just even that first round. There's probably some sleepers in the second round and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for the Phoenix Suns in that aspect, just seeing who they draft and see who they would like to come in, and because it just depends on what route they want to go down. You know what I'm saying? Because they could go out and get a really young guy with a lot of potential that may not have all the intangibles right now, but he might be solid in a few years. Or they could go get a guy that's like 23, 24 and, can, produce a lot for this team right now. Because I guess, like I said, bro, we're just going to have to see what the Phoenix Suns do completely. But I am kind of assuming that they still kind of want to be somewhat competitive still. And I don't really know what that means for them because they did just come off a season where they had Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. I mean, I know they missed some games, but they still were fairly healthy and they missed the playoffs. So it's like, I don't know, bro. This Western Conference is pretty stacked. And obviously a team that was already ahead of them in the Houston Rockets probably just got better. Bringing in a guy like Kevin Durant, that Phoenix or that Houston Rockets lineup, I'm not going to lie, is kind of nasty. So we're going to have to see what that's talking about. I don't really know exactly who they're just going to enter in. But, yeah, man, it's a big trade. It's a big trade. I'm very excited. I'm sure a lot of people in the NBA community are excited about this. So here, I just pulled up the potential starting lineup for the Houston Rockets, and it's going to be Fred VanVleet at the 1, Amen Thompson at the 2, Kevin Durant at the 3, Jabari Smith Jr. at the 4, and Alperen Şengün at the 5. I do got to say there is a lot of length in that starting lineup, minus Fred VanVleet. But I'm telling you, bro, this lineup is actually looking kind of nasty now that I'm seeing it, like, just all together. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like I said, minus Fred VanVleet, who's a great player, he's going to be a pretty good offensive engine, like he has been since he's got to Houston. But I'm not. He has a lot of size around him to the point where they can kind of like compensate for him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, this lineup's nasty. Like I said, Amen Thompson at the two. He's already a pesky defender. Every man, no one likes going up against Amen Thompson. You have Kevin Durant, who, like I said, who is older and he has lost some of his, defensive, intangibles, but he's still, like I said, he's still 7 foot. He's still got long ass arms, and he's still a smart defender. It's all about IQ when you're at that age. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Kevin Durant, that's a solid pickup. And then you got Jabari Smith Jr. at the four. You already know what he's about, 6'10", forward who can kind of spread the floor a little bit. He just, came off a season where I think he was shooting the best three-point percentage of his young NBA career so far. And Alperen Sengun, who's one of the best, players in his position, who's one of the best young and up-and-coming centers. So, yeah, bro, this starting lineup for the Houston Rockets is looking really, really nasty. I'm really thinking they'll probably be back where they were just this past season. They'll probably I'm assuming they'll be a little bit better in the playoffs, hopefully for their sake. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about seeding wise. I think the Houston Rockets can potentially get back to that second seed, and I don't want to say that first seed because we just seen how dominant OKC was, and I'm assuming they're going to still be dominant next year too. So they might be fighting for that 1 and 2 seed. Who knows, man? Who really knows? I'm not trying to get too hyped for it, but yeah, bro. Hey, shout out to Classy Nasty in the comments. Hey, appreciate you. You said Rockets made it to the playoffs. Now imagine them with KD. Nah, bro, facts. Like I said, it was kind of a disappointing first round exit considering the status of Jimmy Butler. But at the same time, I'm not really tripping about it if I'm a Houston Rockets fan because if you think about it, bro, it's the first round. You're going against a team with fucking Steph Curry on it, excuse my language. And, so it's like, it is what it is losing that first round series. It's like, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like you guys could easily learn from this and bounce back while also getting better next season. So, yeah, bro, I definitely agree with you. Adding Kevin Durant to this starting lineup that I just listed off, absolutely insane. Like this is going to be a pretty good ass lineup, bro. This is probably going to be one of the best teams in the league. Not even just the Western Conference, if we're just talking overall talent and what they're going to do. So, yeah, man. But I do kind of want to get in more to the Phoenix Suns side of things because, like I said, I'm not too sure if they're trying to go down a route where they can, compete and still be competitive in this Western Conference, even though it is a very deep Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to see what they do with that. But I do think there is some moves they could make on the margins to, I don't know, maybe maximize their talent or just go younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying they should just trade Devin Booker because to me it seems like Devin Booker wants to be a for lifer with the Suns, and honestly, I don't blame him. And I would actually love seeing that because you don't really see that often. But he said Suns need to trade Bradley Beal next with a smiley emoji. Hey, no, you're not lying, but I will say, bro, that is going to be kind of hard to do because just due to the fact that it's kind of tough because it's kind of tough with Bradley Beal because that contract, I think he still has like 2 or 3 years on there and he's making like $50 million a year. So it's going to be really tough to get rid of that contract, bro. They're going to have to do some work around the margins to try to get around that contract. Like they're probably going to have to trade some sort of a draft compensation along with that. They just got that number 10 pick. So like, do they just want to turn around and say, fuck it, give that up and just like, I don't know. That's just a decision that they're going to make. Matt Ishbia, he's been kind of like a very polarizing, owner since he took over the Suns, bringing Kevin Durant in right away. So it's going to be tough, bro. I'm not too sure what they're trying to do with that. I mean, obviously they would love to get him off, but it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy just to say, all right, Bradley Beal, get up out of here. You're being traded to the fucking Charlotte Hornets for I don't know who. You know what I'm saying? So because any team that's going to trade for Bradley Beal wants something back. You know what I'm saying? But got a little bit off topic there. My fault. But as I was saying, though, is like for the Phoenix Suns, bro, like it just depends on what route they want to go down. Like, do they still want to be competitive? Because if they do, then yeah, maybe they should consider trading that draft compensation maybe for a second star or some more young talent, some more promising young talent. or if they kind of just want to like go into like a rebuild mode and kind of just like rebuild around Devin Booker with young, you know, talent. I don't know how it's going to go down because they still have a guy like Grayson Allen. They still have Royce O'Neal. They still have guys like that. You know what I'm saying? That they could trade that kind of seem redundant in their lineup considering how many guards they have in that backcourt now. You know, I'm not too sure what the starting lineup's going to look like. Like, are they going to start Jalen Green next to Devin Booker? I mean, that's probably what I would do instead of starting, you know, Bradley Beal because he just hasn't been that great. But then again, it is kind of hard to tell a, you know, 50 million player a year, you know, hey, you're going to have to come off the bench. But again, bro, if you're not producing, I don't really care what you're talking about, bro. You have to get your ass on the bench. If you getting paid $50 million a year and you ain't producing, bro, and Jalen Green's out here hooping, he's taking your spot, bro. He's taking your spot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not too sure what the starting lineup's going to look like for the Phoenix Suns, but as for their, you know, their depth and stuff, like I said, Grayson Allen, I really do, you know, like him with the Phoenix Suns, but at the same time, it's just gonna be tough. Lafu, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, says, no, the Suns are gonna figure something out. You'd hope so, right? I mean, it's going to be hard, bro. Like I said, because they did kind of put themselves in the hole with that Bradley Beal deal, and also Matt Ishbia. He kind of has to take like a step back and stop involving himself so much. He said Porzingis will be on the market though. Yeah, I could agree with that. I think Porzingis might be on the market along with a lot of players from the Celtics. Honestly, bro, because I mean they're already talking about moving Drew Holiday. I don't know how real that is. Um, you know, I feel like that could be something that they do as well. Uh, you know, Derek White was being talked about being moved, and honestly, it kind of makes sense because it is kind of like a gap year for the Celtics, considering uh, Jalen Brown's coming into the season with an injury. I don't know how much time he's going to miss. I don't even know if he's going to be back, you know, before the season starts. Um, but yeah, man, Jalen Green, he's out, and then obviously Jason Tatum's major injury that he faced against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be easy as well. So yeah, yeah, it's just going to be tough. It's going to be tough overall um, for the Suns, I think. But like you said in the comments, man, Porzingis, he probably will be on the market, and that could be someone that they go and acquire. But again, I'm not really sure if the Celtics would want to sell low on him. You know what I'm saying? Because I do agree with you, bro. I can see if they get a decent package, the Boston Celtics, that is, they get a decent package for Porzingis, they probably pull the trigger on it. But if you're trading him for like Nick Richards and like Grayson Allen and maybe the pick in this year's draft, I don't know how that trade would go down. That just doesn't sound that appealing to me. If you are the Boston Celtics, like I'd probably just keep him and like hope that he, maybe gets better this season or whatever the case is. And I don't mean get better in talent because we all know Porzingis is that guy, but like health wise and just like finding himself on the court again because he did kind of have an up and down year this past season, especially in the playoffs. So it's just going to be rough overall. But the Suns, bro, there's a lot of moves that they can make. You know what I'm saying? He said, Love, said Derek White is going to be paid now too on his next team. Yeah, for sure, bro. Derek White is honestly, bro. Derek White might be just the best overall role player in the league. But he said, "You took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly who they would give up. Porzingis wasn't staying healthy. Yeah, that's the problem, bro. He had like some sort of weird sickness that they wouldn't really like let everyone know about. Like it was kind of weird. Like I was like, the fuck, did Ebola come back or something? But no, this motherfucker, he was definitely in and out all year. So I think they'd probably be willing to get rid of him. But like I said, bro, it probably just depend on the package. You know what I'm saying? But so maybe we can throw Tyus Jones in there for cheap. Yeah, bro, Tyus Jones. Hey, that is a hell of a player. I honestly, bro, when the Phoenix Suns got Tyus Jones, I really thought I thought it was over, bro. I was like, damn, bro. Which I don't even know why, because like Tyus Jones is cool, but damn, he ain't like that for sure. But no, it's just crazy. It's just crazy overall, bro. Tyus Jones, man, shout out to Tyus Jones. I do like him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the Celtics could get him in a little package for Porzingis and maybe some draft compensation. Like I said, the Phoenix Suns got 5 second-round picks, and honestly, bro, I know people sleep on second-round picks, but I feel like they might start, becoming a little bit more useful in just trades and transactions in general in the NBA because I just feel like they're very important. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, I'm just happy that this trade went down. We got a good day in the NBA, man. We got Game 7 of the NBA Finals tonight. Hey, I'm hyped. I'm hyped, bro. Um, he said interesting offseason on the last game day. Yeah, bro. You're not wrong, bro. Like it is a little weird that they did this the day of the finals, but again, I don't really think it matters because listen, bro, if y'all think about it, bro, the Suns they really didn't have that much leverage. Because think about it, bro, they tried to trade Kevin Durant at the trade deadline. Like Kevin Durant was already not going for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you already pissed him off. He already wants off the team. You don't really have a whole lot of assets. You don't really have a whole lot of other moves you can make. So it's just, yeah, bro. They kind of put themselves in a hole with that because, like, I don't know, bro. It's just, yeah, bro. They put fuck. They should have just waited. They should have just waited overall, bro, until the offseason. They shouldn't even let that information get out there because, yeah, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, bro. Straight up. Like, I don't even know what to say because now you got KD pissed, and now you're giving every single team that's trying to trade for Kevin Durant leverage on you, and it's just, it doesn't look that good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do agree with you, bro. Interesting offseason on the last, game today, which is, yeah, it is crazy. That man, once I seen that trade go through, I forgot it was the last game. I was like, what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Chopping it up, man. How y'all feeling? That shit crazy. Shit's insane. Game 7 of the NBA Finals today. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, y'all, I don't really know if I have too much else to say. Unless we get, oh, man, I wish I could get people on here. Is there a way to, like, I don't know. But yeah, bro, Game 7 of the NBA Finals today. Um, Massive trade went down. We've been all waiting for this Kevin Durant trade. I'm happy to finally see it go down. So, yeah, man. Hell yeah. See what happens, man. Hopefully my Clippers can make some moves. What's y'all favorite team in the chat, man? Let me know y'all favorite team. Y'all two that was going at it. Let me see. I'm curious. Are y'all Phoenix Suns fans? Pacers, that's your squad. Hell yeah, bro. Hey, congratulations to you, bro. I'm hoping your team can pull this off today. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Because as a Clippers fan, bro, I'm not trying. I love Che. I love what the Thunder got going on over there, but I'm not trying to see them win that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. Shout out to the Pacers, man. I've been a big Miles Turner fan. He's been one of my favorite players in the league for a while. So I'm just happy to see him get his recognition. Pascal Siakam. They just got a lot of players I like. So shout out to the Pacers, man. Like I was telling my homies and just people around me, if I was just now getting into the NBA, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, the Pacers would probably be my favorite team. Like if I was just tuning into the NBA, they got a hell of a squad. They got a hell of a squad. Um, but yeah, man. I'm like I said, bro. I just hope my Clippers can make some moves because Lord knows we need to do something to get younger. That is what I'm hoping. I was blessed to see Kevin Durant go to the Rockets because I'm like, I was not trying to even get us involved in that, man, because we already got enough old guys that have trouble staying healthy. You know what I'm saying? So we need to get younger personally. We need to get some young athleticism and see what we can do from there. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit ain't it. As much as I love Kawhi, bro can't stay healthy. As much as I love James Harden, I feel like his game has a ceiling to it, especially at this age. I feel like back in his prime, he could have got over the hump, but unfortunately, he just didn't because he ran into the best, team of all time. So, not really much you could do about that, I guess. So, yeah, man. Just hope, man. I don't even know who I want, but Okay, yeah, I'm kind of just rambling now. So probably about to end this shit. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate you, Classy Nasty and Lafu. Appreciate y'all too, man. Hope y'all enjoy the game. Peace out. Have a good day, y'all, man.